Hi everyone, it's Erin from the Provincial Farmhouse. In today's video, I'm going to be using the XTool M1 Ultra's Inkjet module. To begin, I need to install the cartridge that comes with the Inkjet module option with the M1 Ultra, and I'm just going to press the two little buttons on the side. That allows the top section to snap open. The printer cartridge comes in a separate pack, and you will take that out, and there will be some little plastic strips that you'll have to remove, as well as some other plastic packaging. When that's removed, you'll simply place the cartridge into the Inkjet module and press down, and it sort of snaps into place. You'll then pull down the little cover as well, and then replace the front cover on the Inkjet module itself. So first of all, I need to remove the laser module that's already in there. So I'm just going to unlock that module, and then I'm going to pull that out. I'm then going to insert the Inkjet module. It just slides down into place, and then there is a little cord that you need to plug into the side section, and then you will need to lock that into place as well. So the installation is very quick and easy. Next, I'm going to install the little tray section here that has a pad of paper. I'll slide that into place there. And this is also where the cap for the Inkjet module sits while the machine is doing its printing. Next, I'm going to open up the design space from XTool and do an ink module test. The machine itself will press down over on top of that little paper pad, and we're looking for 3 unbroken lines. Once I'm sure that that's working properly, I'm going to be working with this little Santa hat image that I found online for free, and I am going to be adding an outline around the outside because I actually want to turn these into little Christmas earrings. So I'm just going to select my offset distance of about 1 millimeter. I'm going to hit confirm. But before I can go any further, I do need to change my setting up the top to multi-module processing because we're going to be using the Inkjet but also the laser. So I'm going to select cut for the outline that we created. So I'm making sure that that is selected, the laser module is selected. Then I'm going to go up and select 3 millimeter basswood. That is the material that I'm going to be working with, so I need to make sure that I confirm that. I'll then be able to select from XTool's recommended settings. Once I'm happy with that, I'm going to actually select the design, and I'm going to copy and paste it because I want to have 2 of them. As I said, I want these to be sweet little Christmas earrings. Because I have done a copy and paste, both settings for each of these will be the same. Once I'm ready to go, I'm going to hit framing, and in the machine, it's going to trace out the space that it's going to be working in so that I can be sure that I have it positioned correctly and enough material to do the job. I'm going to take the little cap off the Inkjet module and sit it over to the side on that tray, and then I'm going to go to process. It's going to have a bit of a think here, and it's going to be showing me an estimated time for the project. And then once I'm happy with that, I'll hit start, and then it will get to work printing first. This is going to be a 2-step project, so it is going to show me step 1 first. It's going to go over and do another little test to make sure that the Inkjet module is working. I'm making sure that it still has those 3 lines, and then it will get to work printing out the design. I'm not using any sort of tray on this because I am doing the printing. I didn't find any issues with my basswood sliding around, but later on I did decide to tape that down. We are doing lasering a bit later, but the Inkjet module does not fit in with the little tray that we use for the laser cutting, but it's absolutely fine to use this for just a couple of projects. Once it's finished printing, it's going to prompt me on the screen to move on to step 2. So I'm going to be hitting next, and it's going to tell me what I need to do next. And it's telling me that I need to add in the laser module function. So I'm going to open up my XTool M1 Ultra, and I'm going to disconnect and take out the laser module. So I'm going to unlock it, pull that little cord out from the side, and then I'm going to slide out the Inkjet module. I'm then going to come in with that 10-watt laser, slide that into place and lock it. I'm then going to go back to my computer. I'm going to hit start so that it knows that it's ready to go, and then it will just double check the distance from the laser to the material, and then it will get to work cutting it out. Now this didn't cut perfectly. There was a little bit of a gap up the top. I think it's because of the shape and also the tiny scale of what I was working with, because a bit later on it does do a much better job of cutting it out. But I just love that I can switch from printing on the basswood over to cutting it out, and I can do all of this with just one machine. It definitely was amazing to be able to do a project like this without having to switch between machines. Next, I'm going to repeat the same process and try out creating 2 green buffalo check Christmas trees. So I just repeated the same process. We went through the printing stage first of all. And the printing stage really only took, I think it was about 2 to 3 minutes. So it's very quick. So it's printing off both of the trees. And then just like before, when it's finished doing this, it will prompt me to change out the module to the 10-watt laser, and then it will get to work cutting it out. So again, it didn't quite cut perfectly. It was over to the side a little bit more. But honestly, I think this, as I said, has a lot to do with the type of design that I'm working with. I think that when I work with something a little bit larger, it definitely does a more precise job. But these are still absolutely adorable. I would definitely wear them. And here's the finished result with some hanging attachments added. Let me know what you think of these sweet little earrings in the comments. I decided to try a larger design for my second project. I have a free clip art image here, and now I'm going to add a simple circle around the wreath image that I already have in place, and then I'm going to add another smaller circle so that we can use this like a tag or a Christmas ornament. So I'm just going to organize that, and just like before, I am going to have a look at my settings. I decided to up the intensity to 80 for the Inkjet module, see how it went with a bit more of saturation. But I am going to stick with pretty much the same settings for the rest of this. I was definitely impressed with the printing of the wreath. I felt like upping that intensity definitely made a difference, but we do need to keep in mind that we are printing on top of basswood, so we are going to still have that wood tone coming through. The printer cartridge does not have white either in it, so make sure you keep that in mind with what you're printing. So this Inkjet module can print on anything really that is porous, so paper, cardboard, and as we can see here, wood. So definitely keep that in mind. The capabilities of this are pretty amazing. To be able to print on this wood, then cut it out, I'm just really loving how this looks. I'm then going to have the machine move on to cutting it out. So we're going to cut out a little hole for hanging, and then it's going to go around and cut out around the piece to make our ornament or tag. And it definitely did a better job here with the larger design, cutting it in the place that I wanted it to be cut. I ended up adding a green velvet ribbon to this piece. I think it would look great as a gift tag or hanging on a Christmas tree. I'm really loving how this turned out, but let me know what you think of this in the comments. Next, I wanted to see how the printer did with a photo. So I have a photo of my sweet dog, Nala. I removed the background just using some free software online to do that. I'm going to be adding a circle around her because I want to create a similar tag to what we just did so that I can have it as like a Christmas ornament. So I'm going to position that in place. I'm going to add a smaller circle just like before so we have something to thread some ribbon through. So I'm going to add that up the top. And however, this time I also decided that I wanted to add some text. So I'm just going to be going in first, making sure that that multi-module processing is selected. Then I'm going to select text and I'm going to add her name, which is Nala. I'm going to be changing the font. I want to have something a little bit more playful. So I'm going to select that and I'm going to be engraving this. So I'm going to select engrave on the right hand side there, and then I'm going to resize her name so that it will fit underneath her sweet little picture. I'm then going to be clicking on her picture. I'm going to click ink module, and then I'm going to be upping the intensity of the printing there, and then I'm also going to be organizing my settings for the outside cut. So we're going to be printing, cutting and engraving for this project, really testing this out to see how it goes. I'm also making sure that 3mm basswood is selected, and then I'm going to double check that I'm happy with all of those settings. This was quite a dark image for the printer to print, so we don't get as much definition as I would have liked, but we are printing on wood, so you definitely have to keep that in mind. The grain of the wood is going to affect how the print turns out, but I still think it was very cool to be able to print a picture of my sweet dog directly onto wood, using the same machine that I'm also going to be able to do engraving and cutting with. So I do have this sped up. It only took about 3 minutes though to get her picture printed. Then it moved on to doing the engraving part of her name. Again, I did speed this up. This took another 2 minutes. So it's going to do the engraving, and then once it's finished doing the engraving, it will just move on to cutting that out. Something I did want to mention is that I did take these outside and I sprayed them with a clear gloss sealer to seal it all in. This is a porous surface, we don't want that ink running. I used a lovely red ribbon on my lovely Nala ornament, and I think this will definitely look very sweet on my tree. Let me know what you think of this in the comments. I had so much fun using the Inkjet module on the XTool M1 Ultra. I hope that you enjoyed seeing the capabilities of this amazing machine. If you would like to get your own XTool M1 Ultra, make sure you check out the links in the description below. If you enjoyed today's video, I would really appreciate it if you would hit that like button, comment, and share it out. And if you haven't already, I would love it if you would hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so that you don't miss out on any of our videos. Thanks for watching.